Hi, welcome to the Chazz Palminteri Show. We got a great guest today, but before I tell you who it is, don't forget to go to my website, chazzpalminteri.net. I start my United States tour, my one-man show, A Bronx Tale, a show that Robert De Niro said it was the greatest one-man show he ever saw. Steve Wynn said that. Won Best Show of the Year in Las Vegas by the Las Vegas Journal, chazzpalminteri.net. But right now, I got a guest, I tell you. I saw him. He's absolutely fabulous. And I think you're going to love him. And here he is.
Can we start off? And I know that with your background, you're a person that believes in honesty, right?
I believe in honesty.
Can we start off with how you greeted me at first and how insulting you were to me and how you made me feel like a little man when you told me that this is what you told me. My fans are not going to know who you are.
I did not say it like that.
That's exactly what you said.
I said, I really, I don't know if my fans know you. That's what I said. You see,
no, that's not what you said.
Exaggerate. My friends are not going to know who you are.
No, you looked me in my face. It was a cold killer look, too. It wasn't a regular look.
Man.
It was not look. You looked at me and told me, come closer. Come closer. I want you to hear this. My fans are not going to know who you are. And I was saying to myself, your friends don't have a TV, but maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe from an era where they only had radio, so they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know what I look like.
That's true. My fans are older than you. No, they're not. They're actually very young. No, you know what? I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's okay. I'm just trying to do my face where they can recognize me. Okay, maybe they do. Maybe they don't,
brother.
But I was like, because I'm gonna have the opportunity for you to do my podcast, and I was nice. Not nice, but I was honest. I was like, my fans are going to know you. And then you got even cockier and you said, of course they're going to know me.
Wow. I was an asshole today.
Now I want to say asshole. I mean, I want to say that. But, it was a nice way to meet you. I'll just put it like that. But I'm happy to be here.
Oh, well, please, there was no disrespect.
No, I know it wasn't no disrespect. But yeah. I noticed that your background, usually when people say, no disrespect, it's going to be a murder. The nicer you are, the worse the outcome is going to be.
You know the deal.
Yeah.
The nicer a wise guy is to you, you know something's going to go down.
I did a bit a while ago, right?
Right.
And I was like, you know when you're about to get whacked when they start with a long-ass story.
Right.
And it's always something that relates to something, right?
Right.
And I see this character, I was like, and the guy name was Tony. And we was talking to a guy who was like, yo, Tony, come here. And he'll say something like, you like ping pong, right?
Oh, God.
You like ping pong, right?
Oh, wow.
And you're like, yeah. You know, when you play ping pong, sometimes you hit that ball and that ball don't come back.
No.
And that's when you start sweating, right?
Yeah.
And then if they actually get a ping pong paddle and a ping pong ball, you got 2 minutes and your life is over.
That's it. You know why wise guys are really nice to you before they kill you? Do you know why is that? I'll tell you the reason why.
Why?
Because they want to justify the fucking violence they're about to do to you.
Right.
So they want to be as nice to you as they can be to see if you can maybe get out of it or maybe, speak to them and say, please, and with respect or something, just to get out of it. So they're about to kill you. So after they do that,
the fact that you said so passionately makes me nervous.
No, because they could say later, I tried.
I tried everything I could.
I tried everything I did.
Right.
And that it justifies their own violence. It really does.
Right. I might have to I don't plan on killing anybody, whatever, but
right.
I do plan on being nice to people, but then that would give them the impression that I don't even know what to do anymore.
Yeah, well, they always said the wise guys are always big on don't mistake kindness for weakness.
Where did the term wise guy originate? I'm just curious because I hear it all the time, but I never know the origin of it.
Well, it was really more in America than I think it was in Italy. I think because they were wise guys, they were smart. It didn't mean they were wise asses. They were wise. People would go to them for help, you know, and they would talk and they would tell them what they felt. They was almost like they were all consiglieres in a way. You know?
I got you.
That's where it really comes from, wise guys. And Goodfellas he's a good fellow.
I like Goodfellas. One of my favorite movies.
One of the great movies.
If you might not have time now, but I did a spoof of it years ago.
Yeah.
And it was called Hoodfellas.
Hoodfellas.
And it was if everybody in the cast was black. And I'm telling you, I know you watched some of my stuff.
Yes.
This is one of my proudest moments to be able to flip it, put a spin on it, make it as serious and make it funny at the same time. This shit, I'm not on my dick right now, but I am. It's brilliant. Hoodfellas is so dope.
That's a great bit.
And and then what I wanted to do, I had an idea, and I had pitched this to Russell Simmons years ago.
Yeah.
And I was gonna do spoofs of some of the dopest gangster movies, right? And Bronx Tale was one of the ones I wanted to do, and I was gonna switch the scene of the door lock scene.
Yeah.
And I know I couldn't get over it now, right? But it was gonna be like a gay version. I don't know. It was something that was gay about it. It was, I don't know what I think it was like. If you get in that car and she don't suck your dick. It was something like that. But I had like 12 different synopses of all. I wanted to do one with Scarface, Bronx Tale.
That's a great idea, man.
Bronx Tale. I might revisit it.
I think you should.
Yeah, it was so interesting because when I first showed the original one to Russell Simmons, you doing something right when you ask somebody to watch something, right?
Right.
And then before they even get to the end, they say, I want to buy this shit.
Well, that's it.
And I got like, and when I did it, I had just posted it on YouTube, right? I was having a go-see meeting with him. And then he's like, what you been up to? Blah, 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 blah. And then he started clicking on shit. And he did Hoodfellas.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit. Sometimes you don't want to see people's reaction to your work.
Right. I'd rather not be there sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like, just tell me about it.
Just tell me.
Because I don't want to start.
And I know Russell. I like him a lot.
Yeah, and because I didn't want to start being nice to Russell.
Right, exactly.
If you know what I mean, right?
Right, yeah.
So halfway through it, he said, where is this? I was like, I just put it on YouTube. He said, take it down right now. Take it down right now. I want to do a series. And I took the shit down, and the motherfucker never bought it.
He never bought it.
Yeah, he never bought it. I mean, we worked on some other stuff, but I was upset because I could have really continued with the momentum of it. But every once in a while, something will happen where I'll just play it just for people to check it out. But everybody loves it.
I always say, I don't believe in anything till you write the fucking check and it cashes.
Right.
It's got to cash.
Right.
Even if you write the check and I get it, I go, oh, okay, let's see. Send it to my agent. Let's see if it goes through.
Right.
Until that happens, Donnell, I don't fucking believe in
But
anything.
that wasn't, I'm pretty sure you didn't start off like that. I think that comes with being wise and older because when you're younger, when you first younger, you book something first, it was like this, I got this gig.
Right.
I can't wait to tell somebody.
Right.
And then it gets fucked up.
I got this gig. As an actor, when you get a great audition, I'm auditioning for a Robert De Niro movie.
Right.
It's like, and then when you don't get it, it makes it that much harder because people go, hey, what happened to that movie?
And I learned my lesson. One of the first acting gigs I ever got, it was out of New York, and it was Law and Order. And you know the story in New York, you're not an actor if you haven't been on Law and Order.
Everybody's done Law and Order.
Everybody, but me coming from a comedy background, it was like I came from Def Jam era, BET era, where none of my peers were doing anything dramatic. Right. So for me to cross that to go from stand-up to acting was a big deal. And I couldn't wait to tell. I was like this. Yeah, man, my episode of Law and Order. And I played, it was some, maybe like parking lot attendant.
Right.
Or like Cop 2, like Cop 1, Cop 2. Right. So I'm telling everybody, I'm living in New York. My family's in D.C.
Right.
We got a goddamn Law and Order party going on in D.C.
Right.
We got one going in North Carolina.
Right.
I got my crib filled up with people, and I thought it was gonna come on that day. And I'm watching it. I don't even know what the fucking storyline is. I'm just waiting for me to pop up.
You wait for your part.
Man, we watched that shit. I watched it all the way to the credit. And I was nowhere in that episode.
They cut it out.
They didn't cut it out. They switched the episodes.
Oh.
They still had it.
That happened to me.
Yeah, but then JB Smooth at the time, the episode I was going to be on, he was on. So I thought I was going to get new fans. And I got this motherfucking new fans. And I told myself I would never make an announcement of it until I know for sure.
I know. Now, I'm just curious. Where did you grow up?
I grew up between Washington, D.C. and Alexandria, Virginia. I was born in Washington, D.C., moved to Alexandria, Virginia for a change. Right, which I found out it wasn't really a change. My father had so many baby mamas that he couldn't have everybody living in D.C., right? So he took us across the bridge where it would be so much harder to get to D.C. Because to go from Alexandria, Virginia to D.C., that was like, you had to wait an hour for the bus, another 35-minute ride. So he did that. It was a strategy. He wanted to keep his baby mamas separate from each other. Moved to Alexandria, Virginia. Did my high school years there. After high school, me, like a lot of black people, that I know that weren't certain on what they were going to do.
Right.
Didn't want to go to jail doing no bullshit.
Right.
I wasn't trained or anything. So, in my community, sometimes the next best thing to do is join the military.
Right.
So, and the only way I joined it because one day we were in class and they made an announcement. Anybody want to take the ASVAB test? Right, the ASVAB test is like the SAT test for military. They was like, you can get out of 3 periods, right? Classes. I was like, fuck that test. I just want to get out of class. So I went in there, got a decent score, and I joined the military. I went in the military and I was 17. My mother, what's fucked up? My mother had to sign a permission slip for me to join the Air Force.
To join the Air Force.
If you're not 18, your parents have to basically sign you away to the government. But I mean,
your first 17 years, they were normal growing up years?
Yeah. It was. I was always a funny guy. I was always never. Go ahead.
Yeah, the class clown. You were like the guy always.
That was very insulting.
That's insulting too. I'm fucking bad today.
Yeah, man. You are fucking it up. Everything I thought about you was absolutely right. Right. No, but you were a funny guy. I was a funny guy. Yeah. Class clown sounds close to court jester, so I want to accept that. But I was always the funniest guy in the room.
All right.
But never in a million years thought I would enter into the business of entertainment, be a comic or actor. All of that was by chance.
Did you fall into just being a comic, or you wanted to be a comic?
You'll understand this. Yeah. I assholed my way into being a comic.
Really?
And the reason why
I just got that insult. Go ahead.
I was a police officer in the military. So, in the military, whatever job you do, that's usually what you try to pursue when you get out. Yeah. You train. So I was waiting to be a DC police officer. I was head of security for a grocery chain, Safeway.
Right.
And I took my job serious, Chazz. I took my job serious.
Yeah, that's right.
I had my uniform was tight. Right. I created the security staff, so I just made myself a 2-star general.
Right.
Nobody needs to have a 2-star general as a title. That's a security guard in a grocery store. Right. So I'm waiting to be a DC police officer. There was a guy, good friend of mine, Mike Washington. He worked for Hostess Cupcake Company. Right. He was a comedian at night, regular job in the daytime. Oh. So he would pass out free tickets to the comedy club, the bringer shows. I would go to the show, and I was a heckler. Right.
Really?
I was not
shit.
Like, I understand you were when you were younger, you were notorious at certain things.
Yeah.
Right. I was a notorious heckler.
Wow.
I mean, it was so bad that professional comedians, they had 5 and 6 years on their belt, would come up to me and be like, could you please not fuck with me today? I'm trying to work some material. Yeah. And I would go in so much where people started coming to the show to listen to me heckle.
Wow.
And then the asshole in me, and you can identify with this.
I got it.
Right? I tried to, maybe I had some Italian in me too, because only as a heckler, I tried to make a door deal with the club owner.
Yeah.
And I never touched the mic. I said, because people started coming to hear me heckle.
That's fucking crazy.
So I said, look, I've been here for like a month and a half. Looks like I've increased your business by 30%. I want in. And he looked at me like, who the fuck are you?
Right.
And he challenged me to go on stage. Didn't do it that week. My nerves wasn't together. Following week, I went up stage, caught a standing O. 27 years, I never looked back.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's how it happened. It was never, wow. You know how people, they'll say, well, I used to stand in the mirror and practice jokes.
Yeah.
None of that shit. I was a fan of comedy, but I never thought
you did your calling, man.
Yeah.
You did your fucking calling.
Yep.
I mean, it's just that simple. You did your calling. Wow. I've never heard it. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
But it's like
a heckler who became a comic.
Eddie Griffin had a similar story. But
really?
You got to realize, most hecklers are people that want to do it,
but
don't have the balls to do it.
To get up there.
Yeah.
Well, like I told you before, like you were very smart. You said to me, there's a part of you that wanted to be a stand-up. 30-something years ago, I was an actor, and I said, gee, I want to try this just to, I never would get nervous with an audience, but I wanted to try stand-up, which I did, and I was okay. I did it for a few months. I wrote some stuff. Some of it was good, some of it not. But the thing that drove me crazy was hanging out with the stand-up comics backstage. I couldn't take it. Everybody's so fucking depressed and so like, I didn't like being in that environment. I got to be honest with you.
It's interesting you said that, and with only the little bit of experience you had, but that's how I am. I don't really have a lot of comedian friends.
Yeah.
For one, like you say, they're dark, they're depressed.
Dark.
And not only that, but like I'm not a clown.
Right.
And a lot of times you get around those circles and they always trying to upstage each other.
Always.
They always like, I got this joke, I got this joke. I'm like, motherfucker, nobody give a fuck about you being funny in the green room. Put that shit on stage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the worst is when you ripping the audience backstage and you go up there and eat it. And like, why you didn't do that shit you was doing backstage?
Exactly.
Bring that shit to the stage.
And I noticed one thing, stand-up comic, and I have some good stand-up comic friends, and they're just terrific. But some comics, they'll just go, if you say something funny, they'll never laugh. They'll just go, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But that's usually because they're burnt out, or usually because they're going to steal the joke.
Yeah.
And they know if they laugh too hard, it's about to go. So they don't get it.
That's my answer. There you go.
It's like this, oh yeah, that's funny. But then but it's also because you laugh so much and you see so much shit.
Right.
But that is like, the point at that's funny, and that's what, especially somebody stabs, something was funny when they say that. But
yeah, that's funny. Like I have some good, like I said, Chris DiStefano and
fuck Chris DiStefano, man,
and Chris Rock.
Chris, you know what? Now, knowing you for the brief period of time that I've known you, and knowing Chris' personality, I see why you like him so much. It's almost like father, like son.
Well, I played his father.
You did?
I played his father on a pilot that we did.
Oh, that's so dope.
You're really good.
No, he is an asshole, but in a good way. But just like a bust your balls asshole. And and I'm so proud of what he's done because I've seen his come up from. I think one of the biggest things at the time he did was Guy Code, right?
Yes.
And he was like this guy, like just wanted more experience, wanted more knowledge.
Right.
He was always a douchebag, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to justify being a douchebag when you only in it for like 1 or 2 years. But now that he's matured and whatever, but he's a more of an acceptable asshole right now.
Oh, that's all right. Chris is a good guy.
He is a great guy.
And and Chris Rock's a good friend of mine. I love watching him and Dave Chappelle. I don't know, but what did you think about his special? I wanted to ask. I always talk to other people, but I wanted to talk to a person. How do I say this? Of color,
right?
A black man.
Said. Yeah.
How do you feel? What do you feel?
As you said, of color. Is that the term you use on Thanksgiving? No, I just want.
Hey, wait a minute. Some of my best friends are black.
All right. That's how it always starts. I didn't ask about your best friends. I want to hear that conversation Thanksgiving, like when it's only family. No. Okay. What was the question again?
About. I really liked that show. I thought it was great. I loved it.
You talking about his last stand-up special or
his last stand-up special?
I thought it was brilliant. Right?
Yeah. So did I.
I tell people all the time because one thing. He's probably got like 8 or 9 specials. And it's so hard to maintain a level when you're doing specials where everything is just like gut busting laughter.
Right.
Like you get older, certain shit that used to rip, sexual jokes and stuff like that when you were younger, that was like the shit of, it's not the same thing. Right. But
do comics run out of material, Donnell?
Whack comics do. Comics that don't experience life, comics don't engage with people, comics that don't go out there and observe things. Yes, they run out of material. Cornball comedians always run out of material. That's why they start stealing shit. But the original people never run out of material. You run out of material when you run out of life. And the only time you ever run out of material is when it's like when you're dead. But going back to Dave Chappelle with this special, and people are really critical of him because they think he's so good. And I hear people say, well, this special wasn't as funny as the last special. And I said, Dave is at the point in his life where he's been funny so long that people will actually pay just to hear him talk. People actually pay just to hear his perspective, his point of view, what he feels about this, what he feels about the government, where he feels about the human race. And a lot of times, your shit don't always got to be like gut busting laughter to make an impact. And I'm saying that to say, I talked about it. I watched The Closer, and I said to myself, after I watch it, I said that Netflix need to take this fucking special down.
Really?
And here's the reason why I said that. I live in Hollywood, California, right?
Right.
A lot of the people that are upset with Dave, and you know what I'm talking about, they're my motherfucking neighbors.
Right.
And Dave went to Ohio and left me on Santa Monica Boulevard, right? And you know what's on Santa Monica Boulevard, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the cornfield dealing with cows and shit.
Right.
And I'm out here dealing with girls with dicks and titties and shit, you know?
Okay.
But this is what I got from that. You always going to have people that want to be upset about something.
Always, yeah.
You always got this, it's the new generation of cancel culture because I'm offended. I want to ruin his career. I want to stop everything. I don't believe that shit, and I think it's fucked up, especially with stand-up comedy. Now, some of the things that you say as a politician,
right,
as a preacher or something like that, it may do a lot of harm. Right. But as a comic, when you're going to hear that person's perspective on life, that person's observation, motherfuckers need to stop being so tight. And especially in this,
I agree with you.
In this case, I'll give you a story. I have two of my friends, they're lesbians, right?
Right.
And they're really good friends of mine. One of them is the marching lesbian.
Right.
And one of them is just the laid back one.
Right.
Like just chill, like I'm here, but I'm not going for all the rights and shit. Right. So I asked him, I said, how did you guys like the show? And my friend said, well, we didn't stay because I don't want to use his name, Bleep, didn't like it. She was upset with Dave. And when she said that, I knew exactly what point in the show she was upset.
Right.
She was upset because he set up a story, not a joke, he set up a story. And it's kind of hard to take at the beginning, but she didn't wait for the payoff. She didn't wait for how he brought it 360. She didn't wait for the flip on the story about Daphne.
Right.
When he was talking about, that's why I get upset when somebody say David's transphobic. I was like, it's hard to call a man transphobic that knows how to use the proper pronouns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's the one side of being your phobia is if you don't want to respect that person enough to at least understand what they identify as. You know, right. It's hard for, if you want to say a man's man looking at a person
right.
that they think is clearly a man
right.
and say she.
Right.
That's a tough thing to do.
Tough thing to do. Yeah.
You know, it's a tough thing to do. And that is, right there is an indication of a level of acceptance on where we are. You know?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's not so much, and many years ago, I used to bounce. I bounced in the 80s at a club called the Limelight.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I was...
How much pussy did you get at that door?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
God.
my God. So you were the ass... I mean, you were the person, not asshole. You were the person that said no, 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 no.
Yeah. And I worked there on Monday night, and that was gay night. Right. You know, I worked there on Monday night. And a lot of trans women would come in. And they would... And I would call them she.
Right.
Back then. I mean, this is the 80s. Right. I would say, oh, she's beautiful.
And you could have got away with calling them a lot of shit in the 80s?
Yeah, but I would say she, and I knew that made them feel good.
Right.
I knew it as a person that, hey, honey, you look beautiful today.
Right.
You know, and I loved them, and they loved me. You know, we had a great. So to me, it makes someone feel good. What's the big fucking deal?
It's easy, and even if it's not. Well, it is a feel good, but for them, it's a feel good, but it's a level of respect too. And that's what makes them feel good.
But I think some people don't like it because we are telling them you have to call me she. You see, that's the problem.
And you have to understand, or like, this is what I don't agree with. Okay, I respect your opinion, I respect your views, but I don't necessarily agree with it.
Right.
And I have a problem with the ones that get upset if you don't understand. I have my older brother is gay, right?
Right.
And I do a podcast, the Donnell Rawlings show, and I remember I posted something that was controversial with Lil Nas.
Right.
You know, he was pictured as being pregnant or whatever.
Right.
And I can't lie, I got triggered. when I saw him, he was promoting his album, right?
Yeah.
And the picture was him as a woman having a baby. And I, like, pregnant.
Yeah.
And I felt bad about it after it was over, but I got triggered because I was like, okay, all right, enough is enough, motherfucker. We get it.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
Then as I thought about it, I was like, I didn't have a right to feel that way, but it triggered me. But then I realized, like, what was explained to me, that was art.
Yeah.
You know,
and
that
I
was art. That was what
understand
y'all do. But and the reason why I got triggered, I'm gonna tell you why I got triggered.
Yeah, why?
Because I got introduced to Lil Nas as a cowboy.
No, it's Lil Nas. Lil Nas is not gay, right? Is he gay?
What?
Lil Nas.
Lil we not talking about Nas rap. Lil Nas is Lil Nas gay.
No,
Look,
am I talking about the wrong person?
yeah, you have to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay.
No,
no. Cut that out.
No, don't cut
Fuck
that out. Let
you,
that live.
cut that out.
No, Nas, the rapper is not, but Little Nas.
Yeah, I was thinking of the rapper.
No. And that's
I'm sorry.
No, Little Nas X. He took 3 of his favorite rappers, Lil Wayne, Nas, and DMX, and he made one gay, like, gangster rap name.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing about it, you know, he had that song, Old Town Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my hood to the Old
Yeah.
Town Road. And I got a young son. My son is 6 years old, right? So my son loved that song.
Right.
So for me, it was hard for me to tell my son that Little Nas is not a cowboy.
Wow.
You know, like, I'm like, it was hard to tell my son that Little Nas went down the Old Town Road and made a left and went up Brokeback Mountain.
Is that your son, Austin?
Yeah, Austin. Yeah.
Where the fuck did he get the name Austin from?
You know what? This is so wrong because I wanted him to be accepted in this world on paper first.
On paper.
Yeah. Like, I didn't want to do him Tyrone. I didn't want to. I didn't want people to really know what his nationality was until after they read. But Austin, it was just I wanted to name him Donnell, right?
Yeah.
But everybody wants a junior, whatever. But
it was smart that you didn't. I'm telling you, it's smart that
the
you didn't.
level of disrespect right now.
It is not a level of disrespect.
So why?
You are famous already.
Right.
Donnell Rawlings, for my people out there, tremendous podcast. You got to tune into this guy. He's really, really funny. Why would you want to do that? I believe this, true. To say Donnell Rawlings Jr. Your father.
You know why? I'll tell you.
I'm telling you.
You know why?
What?
I wanted to start my life over.
I understand that, but you know what? Now, this one I'm going to fight you with.
You fight me on all the motherfuckers. What do you mean this one?
This one I fucking disagree.
Okay.
Frank Sinatra.
I'm in trouble. You set
Frank
up.
Sinatra Jr.
Right.
I mean, what a curse that is.
I know, but it's a pride
curse.
It's a pride thing for me. And I'll tell you another reason why. Because now it was like I started and finished at a later in life. Right? Like I had my son, I was in my late 40s.
When you hit?
When I hit the bullseye.
Me too.
Yeah. And I was like,
I was in my early 40s.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like, I just wanted everything. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get another shot at this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, because I had already settled with the fact that I wouldn't have kids. Because if you don't settle with the fact as you get older, you might have kids, it's gonna drive you crazy.
Right.
Because you got to answer all these questions. Well, you ain't got no kids. Is he gay? What's wrong with him?
Right.
You know how that shit is like, oh, maybe he's a little naughty.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Right? But I didn't know. So I just had so much pride and so excited about it, especially when I found out I was having a boy. You know what it is. It's like you want him. But I called first name Austin. His middle name is Donnell. So I got part of that in there.
You got part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's good that it's Austin.
Yep. It's a good name. It's a good name. It goes good on paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if he does stand-up, like when I do stand-up, people know what color motherfucker's about to hit the stage once they get to my first name.
Well, they're not going to know until he walks in the door.
No, they're not going to know until he
Daddy,
hits
where
the
do
stage.
you meet my new boyfriend, Austin?
Huh?
Where do you meet my new boyfriend, Austin?
They're going to love that.
They're going to love it.
They're gonna know if he's black. Like that could be Asian, could be whatever.
Austin could be anything.
But when you say you meet my, if you tell your parents my new boyfriend is Donnell, don't bring his black ass. Well, we told you about it. Don't bring his black ass up in here. But I'm so happy to be I'm just so happy. I've a lot of things I think I've accomplished in life, whatever.
Yeah.
Being a father is like the best thing ever.
Absolutely. One of my best friends told me many, many years ago, he was a great father. He said, you could be the biggest success in your life, have all the money in the world, But if you fail as a father, your life's a failure.
It's the truth. And I even talk about it even in my show. I say, this is what I don't understand. I understand how people have kids and don't want to be in their kids' lives, right?
I don't understand that.
I don't understand it. And it's like, it's in everybody's culture, right? But for some reason, the black community, we get the bad rap about it. And I say, I know, and I've heard this argument, yeah, but Donnell, you don't understand. Sometimes the baby mother should be making it hard. And I do understand, Chazz, I do understand that there are women that try to build a life. They want a certain lifestyle. They don't want to work for it. So that's the easiest way in.
Right. Also
understand that you need money to raise a kid.
Absolutely.
But I say this all the time. The most important thing past the money, you got to create the memories. The memories are the most important thing.
Yes.
I know rich people, they have a lot of money, don't put time with their kids. I think they fucked up fathers. I also know some motherfuckers that don't have a pot to piss in. That's the dopest fathers, the type of dads that catch 3 buses, transfer to take their son to a football game.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing that shit for my son. I gotta be honest. If my son does not start, I'm not going to the fucking game.
He's got to start.
Yo, he's got to start. He's got to average 2 touchdowns a game before I catch 3 buses and transfer.
I don't
Fuck that. I'm not going. Maybe 1 game, but I'm not going to do a whole fucking season of that shit.
Okay. Now, you know, I don't know if you, how could I say this? You know, I'm very much into, you don't know me at all. And you got me on the fucking defensive here. I'm so afraid I'm going to sound bad again.
The fact that I'm using that as a sound bite, my face, and you saying you're so afraid?
No,
you know how much hood stripes I'm going to get for that shit?
I call me a fucking asshole here.
I didn't call you. I said,
yeah, don't worry. Your fucking fans are going to know my name.
I feel so nervous now.
No. That's all right. So listen, you play ping pong. I'm just curious. Anyway.
Nervous.
Yeah. No, when you, I don't want to ask you how old you are, but.
Okay, I want to answer it.
But how old are you?
You know the acting game. I'm at that age where I still want to play different shit.
Yeah, but when you grew up, was civil rights big, or you caught the
Black people having problems? It was right. I'm not that old.
No.
Did you sit beside Rosa Parks? You know?
No, but
civil. Let me tell you something.
What? You think you would have been one of those guys?
I would not have. Let me tell you something.
Right.
I would have quit civil rights.
You would have quit it.
I would have retired from civil rights. I would have quit. Not because I didn't want to be down for black folks, but the first time I walked outside and I got bit by a dog, it would have been over. The first time I walked outside, I could have been like, no justice, no peace. And the minute I got, I'd be like, fuck that, Dr. King. I'd rather march with Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Who are the motherfuckers that fight back?
Malcolm X.
And I guarantee you, how do you pitch a nonviolent march? How do you pitch that to some gangster black people? You're like, yeah, man, I got this idea. What we're gonna do is we're gonna all get together. We're gonna wear dress shoes, right? First off, it's hard to fight in dress shoes.
Right.
You get your ass whipped in dress shoes. I don't know how Italians kick so much ass with dress shoes. And they tell you, yeah, we're gonna march, right? And these white people gonna come up and they're just gonna bust us in the head with bats and get bit by German shepherds. And what else are we gonna do after that? We gonna kick some ass? No, we gonna get up and march another mile. That's when I would have said I'm ready for a Malcolm X march.
So that's it. That
would have been it. Yep.
But you gotta admit, I mean, all due respect, Martin Luther King was a great man.
He was a great man. And then great speaker. He had his vices.
That's true.
He got pussy.
He did. A lot of pussy.
A lot of it. Yo, preachers get the most pussy ever. Excuse my language. I'm going to tell you 2 people get the most pussy in a black neighborhood. Pastors and football coaches.
In a black neighborhood?
Yo, in a black neighborhood, I'm telling you, argue with me.
Pastors.
If anybody you know that's black name is Coach Rob, he fucked the whole neighborhood.
Wow.
They do that because do you know how much ass you can get if you give a kid being a father figure in the hood? Just teach the kid how to catch a football, teach him how to shoot a shot.
Right.
That's the shit.
That's the shit.
If I die, I want to come back. I want to be a football player. I want to be a football coach.
A football coach.
And all type of whistles on my shit. All type of whistles, bro.
Okay. Wow. So as far as I know. You're my first. You're my first on my
First
show.
what? Black what?
My first black man. My
Oh,
first
I was
black
getting ready to
person.
say, it ain't the first black person you fucked, though. I know that.
No.
I said, let's be clear.
Let's be
My
clear.
first
Well,
African-American.
I did have, yes.
I know.
As they say when I was younger, I had the jungle fever, yes.
Yeah, I got jungle fever now, bro.
Yeah. No, my first love was a black woman.
Yeah. So,
Bronx Tale. Yes.
so you were the white guy, because it's hard for a lot of white guys to get black chicks.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought black women like Italian guys.
Yes, they do. And you were like nice. I'm not trying to get on little Nas. Or you're a nice looking guy.
Yeah.
Tall. I could see you, like black chicks say shit like this. They don't say, I'm interested in a relationship with him. They'll say like this. They'll look you up and down like, oh, he could get it, right? I'm pretty sure. And you got swag about you. But I can understand. So what it was for you, my jungle,
You had jungle fever too.
You know what the most pressure I have?
What's that?
Is walking to a Starbucks, bro.
A Starbucks?
Yeah.
Why is that?
That's fucking a layer for jungle fever.
A layup?
A layer. That's where.
You have to explain this to me.
Okay. For if you into white chicks, they go to Starbucks.
That's true.
And it was tough for me. I used to go to Starbucks and I would hide behind a plastic tree, right? And I'm telling you, this is the outfit. They were coming in with them lemon Lulu yoga pants.
Right.
With the rescue dog fur. Because they all got rescue dogs, right?
Right.
And those Ugg boots. And I would just wait to hear the coffee order. They would be like a double frappuccino for Amber. My dick would be like, fire! I couldn't take it. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was for you. I don't know if it's the color. I don't know what it is. I'm being so real right now.
Right.
If it's, and don't mind you. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against black chicks.
Right.
But that goddamn motherfucking color contrast.
Right.
It make you breathe different.
Oh yeah.
What was it for you that was so interesting?
I don't know. I just in high school I met this girl and like just like in Bronx Tale, and there was something about her. There was a walk. There was a swagger about her. She just knocked me out, and then I dated a lot of black women after that.
I always say two of the toughest loves are homosexual or gay. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
And interracial.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, because it's so tough.
Right.
It's depending on your background, depending on what your family is. And when you say, if you want to, especially back in the day, if you say you want to date outside your race, you had to be in love.
Right.
And
That's very true.
You had to be in love. You had to be serious. And they would even give you a pass. All right, go ahead and get it out of your system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We all want to do that.
That's true, yeah.
But you have to commit to it. And it's going to be real, because you're not going to get the support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're absolutely right. So you have to be so into each other that say, fuck the world, we're going to do this, man.
Yep.
We're going to do this.
Yep. And I've been in that situation before.
And it worked out all right.
Yeah, somebody said, and God damn it, what is it with you black chick? I was like, no, I don't have no problem with black chicks. I said, but it has to be a black chick that went to an all-white school.
A black chick.
It ain't going to be Wakanika. It ain't going to be that. She had to be the only black chick.
It ain't going to be Cleopatra.
Nah, it ain't going to be that. It's going to be the only black chick on the cheerleading team. You know what I mean? To give me an A. It's going to be a black chick that says literally, figuratively, contextually, metaphorically. It's going to be all that, man.
Hey, man, listen. We got to wrap it up. It's really been...
No, I know that was a nice way to say it. Did you get a cue card? Like, you want to say you got to get the fuck out of here.
I got to get the fuck out of here.
No, I know you trying to say, I got to get the fuck out of here.
No. I just got the fucking cue over there.
No, but I'm telling you, when I found out that I had the opportunity to be on your podcast, and I'm telling you, and we had talked about it when you were disrespectful to me, and you said said that your fans wouldn't know who I was, And I was like, we would know. And then you just went down a whole line. You went down a whole line of all the black people that like you and all the fun you had with black people.
Man. I used to go to the Con Club all the time.
I know you used to go to Con. And you made it. And then when I tried to tell my story, you said, I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, man, this guy. That's all right. I got you because I'm from the same neighborhood, man.
I get it.
So we get it.
Yes.
But I tell you, really, I'm telling you, Donnell Rawlings, you got to catch this guy's podcast. You got to see. Wait a minute, before I go, could you tell where you're going to be? You're going to be anywhere soon?
Well, if you go to my website, DonnellRawlings.com, I don't know when this is airing, but I'm at the Houston Improv, and a big show for me. I've been doing it every year for like the last 20 years. I'm at Caroline's on Broadway, January the 27th through the 29th. Also going to be a part of the Netflix Is a Joke Festival that's coming here.
Great.
But the thing that I'm really excited about is a podcast, the Donnell Rawlings Show. There's a popular show on Stars called Black Mafia Family, right? It's a 50 Cent. He's executive producer for it. It's one of those hood favorites. The streets love it. I just got a situation where I'm coming back for another season. And I'm going to keep telling jokes, and I'm going to address people that want to be nice to me, and I'm going to say, motherfucker, you're not killing me today.
No, he's really a great guy and a really fucking great comic. Check him out. He's really great. I want to thank my fans. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Don't forget, ChazzPalminteri.net if you want to know where I'm appearing in our Bronx Tale. God bless you.